And we've been looking for the hard data on how Lyft has fared as a result or during this time period of Uber scandals, and now we have it.
Yeah, it seems like it's doing pretty well. I mean, 25% growth quarter over quarter is pretty great. We don't know what the bottom line looks like, which is also, you know, ride-sharing businesses love to spend money on subsidies for growth.
Uber's bottom line isn't great either,
yes, right? Uber's has been narrowing. I think Lyft was something around 130 million in losses in Q1. And these gross bookings numbers are, you know, everything included. You know, everything the driver makes, everything Uber takes in. If you want to sort of estimate Lyft's take of that, maybe you multiply it by like 0.2. You know, they take like 20%. You get to somewhere, you know, off 1 billion, 200 to 300 million maybe in revenue.
So talk to us about how much this has changed. Like, where was Lyft a year ago or even 2 years ago?
Well, you know, 2 years ago, yeah, Uber was on this march to be the only player. I mean, I think that's the key fact here, that for a while Uber wanted to be sort of the single ride-sharing player in the United States, and that just doesn't look to be the case. I mean, Lyft is growing, you know, separately from sort of the absolute terms. It seems to be growing its market share. It's hard to get perfect visibility into that, but, you know, Uber's just not been able to block Lyft from establishing itself in markets and growing market share.
So what can you tell us about just how much bigger Uber's business is in absolute terms?
Yeah, so we don't know. Uber hasn't shared its Q2, but we think gross bookings are going to be at least like 8.25 billion. So I mean, that's like more than 8 times on a gross bookings basis the size of Lyft. But Uber's a massive global business. You know, even though it's retreated from China and Russia, it still owns major stakes in those businesses. So it sees upside even where it's not actually getting revenue itself. So Uber's, you know, at least 8 times as big, you know, but you know, Lyft is growing on it.
How is Lyft capitalizing on the uncertainty at Uber?
I think they've been playing it pretty smart. They're not out there like trying to take too much credit. You know, when there was Delete Uber and Travis was on the advisory board, Lyft donated $1 million to the ACLU. But for the most part, they've sort of tried to keep it low key. Everybody's, you know, all smiles over there. They definitely know things are going well, but I don't think they've been trying to take too much. There hasn't been too much public gloating about what's been going on at Uber.
And I have to ask you every time, where are we on the CEO search?
You know, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks in August, so I'm praying nothing happens then. I don't know. I think it doesn't seem like they've landed on a candidate yet. You know, there's still a huge vacuum over there. Every sort of major leadership position you could think of is empty. So the search continues, but no real update from us or anyone else recently.